Hello there, friends. Before we begin today's story, I want to say how glad I am that you have joined us here. If you are someone who finds comfort in hearing real stories about life's big changes and those deep emotional moments we all face, then I am truly happy you are here. We are just a group of caring people who believe that sharing these human experiences helps us all understand this big world a little bit better. If you find that this story touches your heart, please feel free to stay and listen to more of them with us whenever you like. I also have a small request for you. As you listen, think about the names in the story. If there is a name that stands out to you, feel free to share in the notes below. I might even use a name you suggest in a future story. Now, let us sit down together and talk about what happened to Lucas. I walked into the big party room that night with my arms full of beautiful flowers. I had picked them out specifically for my wife. Just 5 seconds later, my heart felt like it stopped beating. I saw her across the room. She was kissing another man. What hurt just as much was that everyone standing around them acted like nothing was wrong. In that tiny moment, the life I knew just fell apart. My name is Lucas Bennett. I am 41 years old, and my job is to design things like roads and bridges. I have always tried my best to be a loyal person who works hard for his family. For me, I always thought that being able to trust someone was the most important part of being married. My wife is Emma Bennett. She is 38 and works as someone who plans big parties and celebrations. She is very friendly and popular. I never in a million years thought she would do something to hurt me this way. The other man in the room was Tyler Ross. He is 40 years old and works at the same place as Emma. He is very bold and likes to flirt with people. He seemed way too comfortable being close to women who were already married. I stood there, the weight of the flowers suddenly feeling like heavy stones in my tired hands. For 13 long years, I truly believed Emma, and I had a wonderful life together. I thought our marriage was something other people looked up to. We were not perfect, of course. We had our little fights about paying the bills on time, or we would sometimes forget an anniversary. There were days when we both worked so much that we barely saw each other. But I always went to bed thinking we were a team. I thought we were walking through life side by side. At least, that is what I told myself every night. Then came a Friday evening. Emma told me her company was having a big party to give out awards. She told me she was the one organizing everything. She said, "You don't really have to come, Lucas. It will probably be a very boring night for you." I just smiled at her because I wanted to be a good husband. I told her, "Then I will surprise you." She laughed a little and said, "If you really want to." Looking back now, that was my first big hint that something was wrong. She did not seem happy or excited that I wanted to be there with her. But I pushed that bad feeling away because I trusted her. I thought my presence would make her feel proud. But I realized now that my presence was the one thing she feared most in that room. While I was driving to the hotel where the party was being held, I stopped to buy her some white roses. They are her favorite flowers. She had been having a very hard and stressful month at work, and I just wanted to show her that I noticed how hard she was working. I wanted her to feel loved. When I walked into the big ballroom, I heard people laughing and music playing. I heard the sound of glasses clinking together. I started looking around the room to find Emma. That is when I saw her. She was standing right by the dance floor. Tyler had his arms wrapped around her. Before I could even understand what my eyes were seeing, she kissed him. It was not a mistake. It was not like she was pushed into it. She kissed him in a way that made it look like they had done it many times before. The flowers I was holding just slipped out of my fingers and hit the floor. Neither of them even noticed I was there at first. For a long time, I could not even move. All the noise in the room seemed to go away until it was completely quiet in my head. Finally, Emma turned around. The second she saw me, the big smile on her face just vanished. She rushed toward me and said, "Lucas, I can explain what you saw." I looked down at the flowers that were now crushed on the floor. I told her, "I do not think there is anything you can say." Tyler tried to step forward and said, "Man, this is not what it looks like." I just raised my hand to stop him. I told him I was not interested in what he had to say. He backed away right away. Emma grabbed my arm and begged me to talk somewhere private. I gently moved my arm away from her. I told her that I had spent 13 years being respectful to her, and the least she could have done was respect me enough not to do this. Her eyes filled with tears, and she said it was just a mistake. I looked over at Tyler and told her that a mistake does not usually have someone else's arms around it. The whole room became very quiet. Her friends from work looked away because they were embarrassed. One older man who worked with her kindly picked up my flowers and gave them back to me. He whispered that he was sorry. I thanked him and I just walked out. I did not yell, and I did not cause a big scene. I just went away. I felt the cold night air hit my face and realized everything changed forever. The very next morning, Emma came back to our house. She looked like she had been crying all night. She told me she ended everything with Tyler and that she blocked him so he could not call her. She promised it would never happen again. I sat there and listened very quietly. Then I asked her one simple question. I asked, if I had not walked into that party last night, would you have ever told me the truth? She started to speak, but then she just stopped. She could not say anything. That silence gave me the only answer I needed. Over the next few weeks, I tried to stay very calm. I talked to a person who helps with legal papers. I looked at our bank accounts, and I thought a lot about what kind of life I wanted to have. One night, Emma and I sat at the kitchen table. She told me she would spend the rest of her life trying to make things right. I told her I believed she meant that, and she looked a little hopeful. But then I told her that fixing trust takes two people, and she had stopped protecting our marriage long before I ever walked into that room. She started crying very hard. She admitted she was being selfish and that she had taken me for granted. She said she never thought she would actually lose me. I just sighed and told her that I never thought I would lose her either. A month later, we finished our divorce. We were peaceful about it. We did not have any mean fights or try to get revenge. It was just a very sad result of a choice she made. Many months later, I heard that Emma quit her job and stopped talking to Tyler. She was trying to start her life over. I truly hope she finds a way to be happy. Staying angry would not help my own future. When people ask me what hurt the most, they think it was the lying or seeing her with another man. But that isn't it. The hardest part was knowing I walked into that party with flowers to show her my love, while she was already giving her heart to someone else. Sometimes the saddest goodbyes happen long before anyone actually says the words out loud.